Alrighty. So now going to try to organize these bookshelves right here. Thanks for joining me. If anyone's here, let me see.
Are you tired of itchy tags, stiff cups, and painful underwires?
I always have to mute myself. Okay. And if you do come in, please do give this video a thumbs up, or if you're joining me later in the playback, give this video a thumbs up. Get my shoes. This stuff stool is not very clean. So, Teddy wants to be in the video. Ooh. Say hi. Say hi. I have my other computer here just to make sure that you guys can see me. Okay, good. You want to be in there? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? He's so cute. Hello. Hello, sir. Are you going to stay out of my way today? All right. I don't even know where to begin. I don't think I went about this the right way because I literally just slapped books on the shelf. Teddy is not going to cooperate. I can already tell. But I basically just slapped books on the shelf and I didn't really organize them very well. So I think what I'm going to do first is just kind of put the books on here. Can you guys even see? Eleanor and Park. I don't know why I have 2 copies of Eleanor and Park. No clue. So I think I'm just going to stand the books up and then I'm going to start rearranging them. 3 copies of Eleanor and Park. I don't even really think I liked this book all that much. Exclusive collector's edition, and then 2 normal ones. And I remember liking it when I read it, but it's definitely very problematic. So I feel like doing a reread of it, I don't think I would enjoy it very much. Oh. I'm going to show you the books as I go along. I feel like that's a little bit more interesting. So I have Tonight, The Streets Are Ours by Layla Sales and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Audier. So once again, for those that are just joining us, I'm literally just going to stand all the books up. Because as you can see, I just kind of threw them on the shelves, but they're not organized. So I'm going to stand them all up, and then I'm going to move them around. And I'm going to put all the authors together. I'm not alphabetizing them. I'm not really big on alphabetizing my bookshelves. It's not really my thing. I go more by intuition. That sounds really weird, but intuitively, I just place the books where I feel they should go. And I keep authors together, obviously. So this is another Renee Audier, The Wrath and the Dawn. So I'll put those together. And The Wrath and the Dawn was her first release, and then The Rose and the Dagger. It is a duology, so I put those together. Let's see what we got going on. I have Kara Cass's The Air, one of the most disappointing, like, book 4 of a series I've ever read in my life. It feels like it needs to go up here right now. Let's see. These books I bought off of Book Outlet. I haven't read them. They're historicals. They take place in different time periods in American history. So I do think it's a series, but I don't know which comes first. They're all by Beverly Sperling. Have you guys heard of these books? City of Promise and A Novel of New York's Gilded Age. And then we have City of Dreams. Let's see. Let me know if you guys have heard of these books. This one takes place in 1661. And this one takes place a little bit more in the future in New York's Gilded Age, whenever that was. I bought them on complete whim. You guys are going to see that I have a habit of buying books on a whim, usually from Book Outlet. At least I'm not spending a lot of money on them. Then I have this book, which I pre-ordered because it sounded interesting, The Graces by Laura Eve. It's a young adult book, so it's about witches, I think. Never read it. I got to get on it, guys. I have so many books that I just don't read. This is a Madeleine L'Engle book, Camilla, one of my favorite Madeleine L'Engle novels. She's one of my favorite authors, by the way, from when I was a kid. She wrote A Wrinkle in Time, for those who are wondering. This is my TBR jar that has gone unused mostly this year. I think I'm just going to use it for decor, really. That's what happens when you're a mood reader. You cannot have a TBR jar. Okay, so this is another Beverly swirling novel, City of God. Okay, so now I have to figure out the order in the series. Because, okay, so this is book 4. Because I want to put them all together. Yeah, we're not going to be able to organize all this in this live. It's going to be like 8 hours long. Okay, which comes first? Okay, this is book 4. 4th installment. Then we have, I think this is book 2. And then we have, I wish it would just tell me. Is this book 1? You know how usually in the beginning of books, in the very first pages, if it's a series, it tells you what comes first? Yeah, these don't. So I'm going to take a guess. It goes like this. Put all 3 right here. Okay. Then I have a Neil Shusterman novel, book 4 in the Unwind dystology. By the way, if you've ever wanted to read Neil Shusterman and have been apprehensive, please do it. Unwind was one of the craziest. Oh, that book was crazy. It was so good though, so good. Let's see, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I'm not even gonna lie, 99% of the reason why I purchased this book, besides the hype at the time, look at Pierce Brown. He cute. So wrong. All right, let's see here. Cry the Beloved Country by Alan Patton. I don't know if I want to separate out the paperbacks from the hardbacks. I have a classic here, Emma by Jane Austen, and Mosquito Land by David Arnold. I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and I really just fell in love with the cover, and I bought it on a whim. A lot of these books I haven't read, you guys. The classics I have, the childhood books I have, but a lot of the other ones I haven't. The Effort List, Fangirl. I think I'm going to have Rainbow Rowell shelf at the top because I don't really reach for her. Unwind. So we have book 1 and book 4. And it doesn't really bother me to have like a paperback and then a hardback in the same series if it's not a series that I'm like obsessed with. But if it's a series I'm obsessed with, then I will go back and make sure like all of them match. Let's see. This book I bought on a whim from Book Outlet, and then it like got a little bit of a buzz behind it, and I just thought that was interesting. Like a year after I bought it. But this is The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. Ooh, another book in the Unwind series. This is book 2. So I got book 1, book 2, and book 4. So I'm just missing book 3. The Good Sister, another book I bought on a whim. I have a book by Jay Asher here. He wrote 13 Reasons Why. This one is What Light? And I do not own 13 Reasons Why. Ooh, here we go. This might be the missing book in the series, Unsold, book 3. So now I gotta read the whole series. I only read Unwind, but I got the whole series here, so now I gotta read it. I think these bookshelves are really deep, and I'm trying to figure out if I want the books like closer to the edge or further in, so I could put things like decor on the ledge. I think I want them somewhat in there. What does that look? I'm probably not gonna keep them like this, you guys. This is just a start. Okay, another Beverly swirling novel, City of Promise. Who are you barking at? Probably a neighbor. Would this be one of my videos if Teddy didn't bark? No, it would not. Okay, I have no idea how this series goes. This is gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to look this up because I have no idea. I have no idea. But I will put it with the other ones. Where are they? Right here. Whoops. Then I have The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutowski. This is a fantasy series that has a lot of hype and buzz around it a couple years back. I believe I own the whole series, so now I have to read them. That's my rule. Like, if I own a whole series, I have to read them. We have The Martian by Andy Weir. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to mix my paperbacks and hardbacks together, but we shall see. Oh, The Winter's Crime. What's that released? The Winter's Curse. Another Rainbow Route. Fangirl in another edition. Guys, I need to stop. I need to stop. I didn't even really like this book that much. We got Fangirl. We got, you know what it was? I really liked this cover. I thought it was pretty. I'm so disappointed in myself, you guys. Let's see. Okay, so now we come to my Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie books. Purple Hibiscus, highly recommend. One of my favorite books of all time. So good. Super, super triggering though if you've dealt with like childhood abuse, verbal, physical abuse, that sort of thing. So trigger warning, but so good. Half of a Yellow Sun. Have some more of her books. I think I'm gonna move this for now. Okay. So I'm gonna put this right here. Let's see. I'm just checking the comments. Hey guys. All right, saying hi to everyone. All right, so now I have the Bronze Horseman series. I have never read past The Bronze Horseman, which is also one of my favorite books. It's a historical, so good. I highly recommend it. But I do want to continue on with the series. And I think I am going to put all of the series together, obviously. Let's see here. Then I have my Malcolm Gladwell books. He's one of my favorite nonfiction writers. I highly, highly recommend him. I have Blink and The Tipping Point. I also have David and Goliath. David and Goliath. So I'm going to put them all together in order of publication. Right there. Then I have a Veronica Roth novel, Fates Divide. I think this is her new series. It's the sequel to Carve the Mark, which I also own. Never read them. I wonder where Carve the Mark is. But I really like Veronica Roth's writing style and her voice. The Divergent books were, I had a mixed reaction to them. I really enjoyed Divergent. Insurgent was okay. Allegiant was terrible. But Divergent honestly would have been a great standalone. If like Divergent, the bulk of Divergent, and then a little bit from Insurgent and Allegiant, and with a different ending in Allegiant, tightly wound into one book would have been phenomenal. Personal opinion, don't hate me. Let's see. Another book I bought on a whim, The Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden. Wait, no, this is not on a whim. Is this the sequel to The Bear and the Nightingale? I feel like it is. Yes. Okay, so this is the conclusion to the Winter Night trilogy, you guys. You see how I just buy books and pre-order them and I have no idea what's going on? Okay, so it has The Bear and the Nightingale, The Girl in the Tower, and The Winter of the Witch. So I have the other books, so I just need to find them. I don't know where they are. We'll put them at the end here. Okay, so then I started collecting books from, I want to say the Bone Season. I might have that whole series as well. So this is one of the books by Samantha Shannon. Put that right here. Kirsten White, Brightly We Burn. This is the sequel to And I Darken. I don't think I own Now I Rise though. Here we go. So here's book 2 in the Winter Night trilogy, The Girl in the Tower. Now I just need to find the Bear and the Nightingale. And we'll be good to go. I have Mary E. Pearson's newest release after she did the Remnant Chronicles. She's the one who wrote The Kiss of Deception. This is Dance of Thieves. I adored The Kiss of Deception. It's one of my favorite young adult fantasy series, so I had to grab this. She's an auto-buy author for me now. I'll just put it on the end here. Here's Brightly We Burn. I already showed that. Oh, here's And I Darken. There we go. I I think I'll start that on this shelf. You see where I've tabbed like where I stopped? Need to finish that book. This is another Renee Ahdieh, Smoke in the Sun. So it's gonna go up here with all the other Renee Ahdieh books I've got. Put that right in. We've got another Renee Ahdieh, Flame in the Mist. Let's see, which one came first? I think Flame in the Mist came first. Ooh. See, this one actually has the books, like all her books in the front, so you can tell which order they go in. Whoops. I did not think this through. These books are falling. Okay, so now we have my E.B. Boy, American Street. I have some more books by her, so I'm gonna leave that right there. A really beautiful edition of Little Women. I don't know if y'all can see that. Oh. What's next? Okay, so now I have a Sarah Destin book. I have most of my Sarah Destin books over here, so I'm just gonna. Rose in Bloom by Louisa May Alcott. I reread that recently. Sing Unburied Sing by Jasmine Ward. A really good book, recommend. This is Feathers, a sequel to Roses. I recommend this series. And finally we find The Bear and the Nightingale. So we can complete that series right there. Another book from the Bronze Horseman series. This is book 3. Where did I put those books? I'm already losing track. No bueno. Where did I put that book? You guys. Everything's starting to blur together. Here it is. Create some space right here. Got the Scarlet Letter. I'm just gonna take that out. Put that right here. And this is a Mallory Blackman novel, the Noughts and Crosses series. Someone recommended it to me, so I started buying the books. It's basically a world where everything's flipped. Basically, white people are in the position of black people, and black people are in the position of white people. Can you guys still see me? Okay, good. Let's take a look up here. I have A Wrinkle in Time, the graphic novel. I have Jane, which is a retelling of Jane Eyre. It had a lot of hype around it at one point on BookTube. I think I'm gonna put it down here. I'm building a little like classic section over here, so I'm just gonna add that to that. Then I'm gonna put up here. I have way more books than this, you guys. I have 2 full, huge cartons of books. So I'm not sure if they're gonna make it on these shelves. I still have to buy some more shelves, but these are kind of like the display shelves, so to speak, because they're out in the common area. Marie Lu's Batman. I think this is actually going to go in the pile of books I have in my room. You guys, I did a bookshelf organization video on my Instagram story, so you can definitely go follow me on Instagram if you want to check that out. It was very detailed, very long for my bedroom. So it was all the shelves in my bedroom, and I had like everything. I showed you guys everything. So if you're interested, you can go check that out. Well, put that to the side. Let's see, Joy in the Morning. It's just like this gray hardcover, which I like. It's very simple. It did not come with a dust jacket. This is how it came. This is one of my favorite books by Betty Smith. She wrote Joy in the Morning, or this is Joy in the Morning. She wrote A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Okay. Another like classic-y type book. I will put that down here. These books are young adults. I'm not really sure where they're going to go. I kind of want to have a separate shelf for young adult books because I don't really own that many in like physical form. Most of the young adult books I own, or not young adult, new adult. I'm sorry, guys. Most of the new adult books I own are on my Kindle. Hi. This is The Sea of Tranquility by Katia Millay and Amy Harmon's Making Faces. Let's see here. Okay, so now we're getting into Sarah Dessen territory, which I feel like I kind of want to put her down here. So I'm going to get all of her books. I have pretty much all of them. The Truth About Forever. These are all the new covers. I kind of wish I had gotten these books when they still had the old covers, the covers that I'm used to from, when I was a kid. These new covers I don't really like as much, but The Truth About Forever, Just Listen, Teddy, Up to No Good. Then we have, here's another one down here. My favorite one, Someone Like You. Someone Like You was made into a film. You know that movie that had Mandy Moore in it? That was a combination, that movie was a combination of 2 Sarah Dessen books, and one of them was Someone Like You. So, little fact for you guys. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put like all of like my young adult faves with like contemporary down on this shelf. So it's gonna be Sarah Dessen, Morgan Matson, Katie McGarry. Yeah, I think I'll do that on this shelf. So I'll move these up. I'll move Jane up. I think I'm gonna put The Bone Season up here. I don't plan on reading it anytime soon. Okay, so here we go. We got Morgan Matson's The Unexpected Everything, a book I really enjoyed. Then we have Second Chance Summer, which is probably my favorite from her, such a tearjerker. It made it onto my favorites list of 2017, I want to say. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. What else we got? Katie McGarry, a Thunder Road novel, Long Way Home. I really enjoyed the Thunder Road series. The first book was the best one to me, but it was enjoyable. Then we have, I think this Sarah Dessen one came out last summer, Once and For All. She has a new release out that I haven't bought yet, which is kind of shocking. I want to get on it probably in a week or so. I keep like forgetting to go on Amazon and buy it. I've been so focused on like home decor and just getting my apartment together. It's just not something I think about. This one is Saint Anything, which came out, I want to say in 2015. Okay. The last book in the Curse or the Winner's Curse series, The Winner's Kiss. So I can finish up that series. Here it is. Boom. I found Carve the Mark. So it can go right in front of the Fates Divide. Everything's come together, you guys. This is happening a lot faster than I thought it would. Okay, so these books are so beautiful, and I heard so many great things about this series. This is an adult fantasy series, The Queen of the Tearlings, by Erica Johansson. The Invasion of the Tearling. I think I have the last book, but I don't know where it is. These books are gorgeous, so beautiful. I think I'm going to put them up here too. Let's see what else I got. This is the randomest shelf up here right now. So this is going to need the most reorganization. You notice I didn't even show you guys the shelf because it's random. All right, more Rainbow Ralph. Right on up there. That one was attachments. The Hunger Games. Again, Suzanne Collins, I love her. The Hunger Games was probably my favorite book out of the 3. Catching Fire wasn't bad. Mockingjay was terrible. I have really bad luck with trilogies, you guys. I don't even know where to put this book. Should I just have like a dystopian shelf? A lot of these books are dystopian-ish, but then there's also some historical. I feel like this shelf would drive some of y'all crazy. Or these shelves. Okay, so another Kira cast, The Crown, book 5. Super disappointing. Put it right up there. More Rainbow Rowell. This one is Landline. Huh. Childhood favorite, Pollyanna. Okay, another Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie novel. They will join the other one. That one was Americana for those of y'all that couldn't see. Okay, this is another Angie Weir. This one is Artemis, which people told me they did not like, so I may be giving that one away. The Martian was okay. It was like, you guys hear that weird sound? The Martian was like a 3-star read for me. People raved about it, but I didn't really love it as much as everyone else. This Lullaby by Sarah Destin. And then another Rainbow Rowell, Carry On, which I enjoyed. Let's see here. Okay, this one is another book from that series I told you guys about by Mallory Blackman. Not sure what book this is in the series, about where things are topsy-turvy with the races. Not sure which one this is. Just gonna put it right there. Still don't know what I'm gonna do with these new adult books, so I'm gonna just put them over there. Oh look, Dumplin' by Julie Murphy. Did you guys watch the Netflix movie? I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed this book. It was so cute. I'm gonna put it on the shelf with the rest of the contemporary. This is gonna be like my contemporary shelf, I think. I don't read a lot of contemporaries anymore. That's all I used to read growing up. Okay, so we got Nowhere But Here, Katie McGarry. This was the first book in the series. Contemporary shelf is coming together. All right, and then we got Sandhya Menon's, one of Sandhya Menon's books. There's Something About Sweti. I have not read this one yet. Put this on the end. I think I'll put her books on the end. Let's see. Another Rainbow Rowell. Okay, so this is the paperback copy of Carry On. I bought it because I really like the way that it looks. I think it's beautiful. I must be stopped. Okay, what else we got going on here? Another new adult book that I don't know what to do with yet. Some of those random ones that's good for like a quick read when you're like in a reading slump or something. All right, this one's actually really good. Morgan Matson, Since You've Been Gone. I usually read a Morgan Matson book every summer, and I was kind of stretching them out for a while. And I wonder if she has had any new releases because I'm out of the loop, and I haven't read any Morgan Matson this summer. Okay, ooh. So I got 2 of Nicola Yoon's books right here. The Sun Is Also a Star, Everything, Everything. I will put those over here. Then we have another Sandhya Menon, From Twinkle with Love. Sandhya Menon like pumps out those books, man. It feels like just yesterday that When Dimple Met Rishi came out. Speaking of When Dimple Met Rishi, and now she's got like 3 books, and I'm like, hold on. She writes fast. All right. Roses, which is, I talked about Feathers earlier. Roses is the first book, and then Feathers is the next one. Where did I put it? That is the question. Huh. I don't know. Where is it? Oh no, I feel like this is gonna happen to me a lot and I'm just gonna get lost looking at everything. There it is. It was knocked over. Okay, so roses and then feathers. This shelf is confused. I gotta figure this out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now we have, okay, here's another Curating book. I'm just gonna keep all the Curating books together. This is the first book she ever wrote or published, The Siren. Haven't read it, but I haven't heard the greatest thing. But I was really into the Selection series a couple years ago. By couple, I mean like 4 or 5 years ago. Wasn't it like 4 years ago? 3 years ago? That it was really, really big. And I'm not saying that they're the best books in the world, but they are kind of like reading crack, and I really enjoyed them. Ooh, one of my favorite books. This Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sales. That's got to go on my contemporary shelf for sure. Another random, I think this is a romance novel. I bought it randomly off a book outlet because, I don't know why. Never read it. Okay, this one is a Katie McGarry, Say You'll Remember Me. I have not read this yet. Maybe I will read this soon. This looks like a good summary read. Put that right here. Another Mallory Blackman novel, Noughts and Crosses. They're all different formats. You guys see that? These two are the tall, and then we have this really tiny one. I think I bought them off a book outlet, and when I was putting them in my cart, I didn't see that they were all different sizes, and then when they came, I was in for an unpleasant surprise. Ooh, I really, really love this book. This is book 2 to Magonia. You guys, this series does not, or whatever it is, does not get enough hype. By Maria Devana Headley. So whimsical and just good. Here we go. Here we have Magonia. Oh, so good. I want to reread these things. I don't know where to put these. Put them right here for now. Let's see what else I got left. Another contemporary. This one was okay. I had high expectations. By Cami Garcia, the lovely Reckless. I had higher expectations. Like I said, it was okay. I thought it was gonna be better than it was. Okay, so now I got The Bells and some other random books left on this shelf. Let me see. Ooh, another Morgan Matson. Okay, I changed my mind. This one's really close to Second Chance Summer as my favorite Morgan Matson novel. Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. This was a book that started my appreciation and love for Morgan Matson. Just like a good read. I kind of want to reread this. This is a perfect summer read if you haven't read it. So good. Now I just have random books left. What's up here? Ah. Okay, so we got the final book in the Katie McGarry. I can't tell if this is the final book or the middle book. Let us see. Nowhere But Here, Walk the Edge. Yeah, this is the second book. So it's Nowhere But Here, Walk the Edge, and then Long Way Home. That's the way the series goes. What else we got? Okay, I have some more contemporaries to add to that shelf if they will fit on there. Oh! All right, so I've got Lock and Key, Sarah Duffin. So to complete my Sarah Duffin collection, you guys still see me? Barely. There we go. Then I have I'll Give You the Sun, one of my favorite contemporaries of all time, by Jandy Nelson. So good. Slap that right there. Then I've got a book that had like some slight buzz and hype around it, but I never read it. Something Real by Heather Demetrios. This is about a reality TV family that like portrays themselves to be perfect, but meanwhile, the shitstorm and everyone's falling apart behind the scenes. Then we have My Heart and Other Black Holes, One Spark Can Change Everything by Jasmine Wanga. And this is another one that caught my eye at Barnes & Nobles and I bought on a whim. Haven't read it. Both of these I haven't read. So I think I will put them right here. This shelf is so full. I didn't realize I had so many contemporaries, and these aren't even all the ones I own. So there's that. Okay, so there's just some random books left on the shelf. I think I'm gonna leave this shelf alone for right now. This shelf and this shelf are the most confusing. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I need to figure it out. Because up here is a little confusing as well, because you have a Rainbow Rowell section, then you have a Curating section, then you have Renee Ahdieh. So it's like it goes from like fantasy to contemporary, because that's what Rainbow Rowell writes, except for Carry On. It's like a weird. And then you have just like random books at the end. Fantasy. This shelf is like adult books for the most part. Yeah, because I have Room by Anna Donoghue, The Rosie Effect. Okay, so I have a classic here I'm going to take out. I'm going to try to organize this shelf. Yeah, these books are just random. I think I'm going to make my classics section over in the corner here. So I don't really have that many. Most of my classics and childhood books are in my bedroom. So I will just leave them in this little corner. Let's see if I can find any more classics. Great Expectations, one of my faves. With that right over here. You've never read Charles Dickens. That's a great one to start with. Ooh, A Tale of Two Cities. That was really good too. Ooh, hard to say. Great Expectations focus more on like twisted love. And A Tale of Two Cities focuses more on friendship and like sacrifice. So take a pick. I have Passing by Nella Larson, a classic, okay? A classic. Let me put this. Why do I sound like that? Okay, what's left? Random fantasy books. Alexandra Bracken's Passenger. Alexandra Bracken is another author where I really liked The Darkest Minds. The rest of the books in the trilogy, you guys know, I have horrible luck with trilogies. It just went downhill for me after that, but I really love her writing style. I think she's an amazing writer. I think she's so talented. So I bought Passenger just based off the fact that I really like her writing. Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge had some slight hype for a while. It was okay. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I am a sucker for fairy tale retellings, especially Beauty and the Beast. I bought it solely off the strength of that, and it was okay. So I will just stand these up here. I have The Bells. And then I have a sequel somewhere else. I don't know where to put this right now, so I'm just going to stand it up here. I still haven't read The Bells, you guys. It's really bad. Okay. What to do. I don't think you guys can see, but I have like 2 boxes down here full of books. And I'm not really sure what to do with them, so I'm going to leave them there. Mostly childhood books. Then I have a huge carton over here full of books that y'all can't see. And I don't know how to fill this other shelf. How long have we been on? Okay, I'm going to cut it off after an hour. Because you guys don't want to watch me for 2 hours while I debate what the hell to do with these shelves. I don't think that's going to be very interesting. What's going on in the chat? Oh, everyone's talking about what a book hoarder I am. Book hoarding at its finest. I will say, though, that you guys, I rarely buy books full price. Book outlet will be your best friend. Library sales will be your best friend. Thrift stores have the best deals on books. You will find books that are damn near brand new for like $1. So don't think that I'm just out here like throwing away like thousands of dollars on books, because no, honey, no. I just am very smart when I buy books. I never buy them full price, basically. The only books that I buy full price are if I really love the author and I really want to support the author, then I'll pre-order their books from Amazon, and that's like full price, even though Amazon is not as pricey as like a Barnes and Nobles. So, and you know, I have like my highly anticipated releases every year. I keep stock of those and I pre-order those, and that's about it. Everything else I get from, I don't get them at their full price. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my shelves, so don't mind me. So, oh. Teddy's having a ball. So yeah, so that's what I usually do, and I am going to go through my shelves after I have them all up, after I have them all arranged, and I am going to pull out books that I either didn't enjoy or I now realize I'm never going to read, and I'm going to donate them. Like, for example, this is a book from the Mortal Instruments series. I bought this because I used to really watch a lot of, what is her name on BookTube? Her name is Emma, and she's always like, hey, what's up, hello? I love her videos. Love her videos. But I used to watch her videos more. I still watch her. But I used to watch her videos more at one point a couple years ago. And y'all know she's obsessed with Cassandra Clare. She's obsessed with this series, and like, I think there's a whole bunch of other series now that Cassandra Clare has come out with. Educate me, y'all, if I don't know. So I saw a whole bunch of them on Book Outlet, so I went ahead and snatched them up. And little story time. When I lived in New York, that is when Cassandra Clare first came out with the first book. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember there was like a guy on the cover, horrible covers. He was wearing like a black shirt, and it was like a horrible picture, and he's just like his torso. I don't know what the name of that book was. I don't know if it was a Mortal Instruments series or another series. I think she has like the Infernal Devices and a whole bunch of other ones. I digress. I remember walking into, it was a Barnes and Nobles that used to be on 8th Street in New York City in Manhattan. I walked into that bookstore. I picked that book up. I read a chapter of it. I decided to buy it. I bought it. I went home. I tried to read it numerous times over like the course of months, you guys, months. And I just could not get into it. So I gave up on it. Fast forward like a couple years. By a couple, I mean like 5 years. I start a YouTube channel. I find, hey, what's up, hello, Emma. I can't remember her channel name. She's obsessed with these books, and I was like, oh my God, that was that series I tried to read. So I tried it again. It's just not for me, you guys. It's just not for me. And I've heard that Cassandra Clare's writing gets better over time, but I don't have time to read. And this is another thing. You can't just pick up another one of her series. Like, I heard like the latest series that she has coming out now is really good, but you can't just read that series if you haven't read like the other ones. And I can't. I ain't got the time to struggle through like a book that I'm not interested in just to get to when her writing gets good, just to get to this new series that's good now. Ain't gonna happen. So I'm giving all that to say this book is going away. Maybe I should start my donation pile now. Okay, another book that I will probably give away. Rook by Sharon Cameron. It was okay. Another book that caught my eye because of the cover. Bought it at Barnes and Nobles. But I like the cover, so I might keep it for decor. All right, another Amy Harmon novel. I feel like, oh yeah, my new adult books are over here. Don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Ah, yes. Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge. This is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. It was trash. I said it. It was trash. But you guys know I'm a sucker for retelling. Where is Cool Beauty? Oh, I just put it randomly over here. I might make this like my fantasy shelf, maybe. Oh, this is another book that I bought because I heard great things about the writing. I haven't read it yet. Wild Awake. I might read it this summer. It's very summery, by Hilary T. Smith. It's all about like a girl that's discovering herself, you know, all that jazz. Maybe can fit on this shelf. My contemporary shelf is full. Who knew I had this many contemporaries? Who am I? Oh my God, that is a tight fit. Okay. I think I will continue my contemporary shelf up there if I can find enough books to fill it. Oh my God, so many books. Okay, so this is the Dark Elements series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Highly recommend this series. Trashy novels at its best. Like, this is high quality trashy novels. It's a new adult series. So good. Really quick reads too. This is a book about writing. It is a nonfiction book. C.H. White's The Once and Future King. I'm making a decision. Fantasy. This is my old copy of Great Expectations. That copy I showed you before is a newer copy. This is the copy that I fell in love with as a kid that my dad got me from Barnes and Noble's. Mass market paperback. Look at this old cover. So, you know, I keep a lot of my childhood books for nostalgic reasons. And you can tell I've read it a lot. There we go. Tuck that right in there. Little contemporary section. The Tyrant's Daughter. This is a book that I was really like curious about a couple years ago and really wanted to read. Never did. Never did. Okay, another contemporary, All the Bright Places. So I said I was going to continue my contemporary shelf up here, but I think I'm actually going to continue it down here. That way they're all down here and like easy to reach. Because I'm going to try to get through some of them this summer. Summer just seems like a great time to read contemporary novels. This is a series by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is book 2, I think, This Shattered World. I just saw book 1. This is actually a really good series, you guys. This is science fiction, and it's really good. So we've got Their Fractured Light. Is this book 3? I read book 1, so I need to finish the series. But I remember it really drew me in. Great storytelling, so imaginative. Highly recommend off of the first book. I don't know how the other books are. I didn't finish it, but the Starbound series. Super good. About like revolutions in space and other planets and stuff. These Broken Stars. That was the first book. And then I think it's This Shattered World, and then I think it's This Fractured Light. So I just need book 1. I don't know. I thought I owned book 1, but I don't see it. Maybe it's one of these bins. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. Oh my gosh. My tower of books that you can't see is about to tip over. You guys, the Lux series, who did I think I was? I tried to get through the series. I will admit, Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing, she's the same chick that wrote this series that I was highly recommending to y'all. This series is so much better than this series. It's not even funny. Like, if you have, just go with this one, please. The writing in that one is so much better. I think these were like the first book she ever published, or damn near, and her writing has come a long way. This was like, this book feels so Twilighty. I think these books came out like after the Twilight hype, and she tried to hop on the bandwagon. y'all. I tried to reread these recently because I read them years ago. Blew through them, the whole series. Try to reread these recently. By recently, I mean like a year and a half to 2 years ago. Couldn't do it, but I just keep them around for nostalgic reasons. And I'm just like, who did I think I was trying to buy that whole series and reread it again? So I read it the first time. It was on ebook. Also, who did I think I was buying The Mists of Avalon, thinking I was actually going to read this? By Marion Zimmer Bradley. You know what? Maybe when I'm an older lady and all seasoned and stuff in my reading and I have more... I can't even say this with a straight face. I will never read this book. But I like it, you guys. It's beautiful. I like the idea of it. I feel like sometimes as readers, if you're a book collector like me or you have like books on your shelves and it's more than like 50 books, sometimes you like the idea of a book more than you actually know that you're going to read it or like the thought of reading it. And that's how I feel about this book because I'm really into like the King Arthur myth, Arthur myth and, you know, the Round Table, right? And the Knights of Camelot, mostly because of this like TV show when I was a kid that really sucked me in. And then there were these books when I was in grade school, like 4th and 5th grade. My teacher had these books that were like abridged versions of classics. So not the full in-depth detailed classic novel itself, but an abridged version. So all of the meat of the story basically had been extracted out and put into these like little books for kids with pictures and everything. And I remember one had like the whole myth of King Arthur and the Knights of Camelot and like everything, right? And I just remember reading it over and over and over all the time when we would have reading time or like quiet time. And I think that love has stayed with me. But yeah, I will probably never say never, but I highly doubt I will ever read this novel. But I just like to, I like having it. I'm not gonna lie. This book is by the author who wrote Vampire Academy. Excuse me, Rochelle Mead. This is a new series. She also wrote Bloodlines. Game Board of the Gods. The only reason I bought this is because I saw it at the dollar store for like $1. How could I pass that up? And I remember really enjoying the Vampire Academy. I can't even remember books. They were great reading the time that I read it. Very fast-paced, very angsty, but she's a good writer, so it's okay. Nelson Mandela. I need to have a nonfiction area. Oh, here we go. The Fate of the Tierling. Book 3. Where did I? Here we go. Getting somewhere. Oh, so many books. More contemporary. The Queen of Bright and Shiny Things by Anne Aguirre. Again, who did I think I was buying this book? Actually, I think I know who I was. This is a Scott Westerfeld novel called Afterworlds. I bought this because I remember Katie Tastic, or Catty Tastic, however you want to say her channel name, loved this book and was raving about it, right? So I wanted to read it. But I also knew he wrote the Ugly series, and he wrote the Ugly series before he read this book. So me being the psychotic reader that I am, thought that I would need to read the Ugly series before I read this book. So I started to read the Ugly series, hated with a passion that series. I mean, I won't even say that series because I didn't get past book 1. Hated it. DNF'd it. But then I had already bought this, so it was too late. So now that distasteful experience with the Ugly books makes me not want to read this. But I still feel like I will read this one day, so I just kind of keep it around. What? Contemporary. All right, let's see what else I got in here. You've been on my channel for a while. You know my struggle with Brandon Sanderson. I bought the entire Miss Bourne trilogy and haven't been able to get through Miss Bourne book 1. So there's that. But I keep them around because everyone raves about Brandon Sanderson and his writing, and I hope that one day I'll be able to get into it. This is a book of plays. I'm sorry I'm not reading the chat, you guys, but it's really hard to read the chat right now. So I do apologize for that. I'm basically just trying to figure out how I'm going to organize all of these. Oh, almost 9. It is 8:56. 4 more minutes, you guys. This is another contemporary novel called Meant to Be. It was a cutesy little read by Lauren Morrill. One of those books that you pick up when you just read a very heavy book that's got you in your feelings, or you just finished an amazing series and you don't know what to do with your life next. You pick up a book like that. All right. We've got The Secrets of Peaches by Jodi Lynn Anderson. Really love her writing. Wuthering Heights, for those who are wondering, by Emily Bronte. That is going to go next to The Scarlet Letter. 2 of my favorite classics, darling. By the way, did you guys know that Stephenie Meyer was really inspired by Wuthering Heights when she wrote Twilight? Doesn't that just weird you out? and Edward was somewhat fashioned after Heathcliff. Explains a lot, doesn't it? Okay, this is a book I bought mad long ago at the beginning of my booktube career. The Collector. It was a whole series. I actually really enjoyed this book. Put that right there. This is a random contemporary I picked up. I think it's actually an adult novel. It still goes on my contemporary shelf. That's fine. You see, the craziness continues. And they're in such good condition, too, which is good because I'm donating them. So somebody will be very happy. Okay, let's see. The Sin Eater's Daughter. Yeah, The Sin Eater's Daughter. I hated this book with a passion. If you go back far enough in my videos, I have a rant review of this book. Love in the Time of Global Warming. The Crane Wife, which I heard good things about. Another Dark Elements novel, Stone Cold Touch. I really need to reread that series. I really enjoyed it. Okay, so I bought one of the Falling, what is the name of the series? Is it Falling Kingdom series? Is this book 1 by Morgan Rhodes? Do you remember how this series was getting hyped up so hard on BookTube a couple years ago? I bought this and then I realized that I actually have no interest in reading this. So I just kind of keep it around. Another book that I should donate for sure. Another one in great condition. More new adult books. Easy by Tamara Weber. Is it 9 yet? 1 minute, you guys. This went by so fast. What are you guys saying in the chat? Ooh. Where's The Hate You Give? The Hate You Give is in my room. Library sales are the best. Emma Books, thank you. I love her. See you later. That was Terrell. Bye. Yes, Haley, you made it. Or Harley. I'm sorry. Yes, Harley, you made it. I don't know why I called you Haley. Okay. Let's see. Novelist Deanne said, this is a nice distraction from fur lipstick. I know. This Jaclyn Hill drama has like really just extended way beyond. All right, you guys. It's 9 p.m. I'm going to go. Thank you for joining me as I somewhat kind of not really organize my bookshelves. I'm going to keep going now because now I'm like motivated and I'm really into it. And I just kind of want to get these books out of these boxes. But I will upload a picture onto my Instagram story for those of you that are interested to see the finished results. And follow me on Instagram. You'll get to see there. But gotta go. I know you guys have families and lives. So I will end this now. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.